welcome to Centerline Memorial Field as we get set for tonight's ball game between the St. Clement Crusaders and the Ashley Bears. Hi, I'm Jerry Kaminsky, and with Phil Doherty on camera, we'll be bringing you the action tonight. A non-league affair. The Crusaders 2-0 on the young season, and depending on what poll you want to look at, they're 4th, 5th, or 7th in the state in Class D, ranked in the News, Free Press, and Associated Press polls after victories in their first 2 weeks by convincing margins, 35-0 against New Haven and 41-7 last week against Peck. The Ashley Bears enter the game with an 0-2 mark. They have lost to Montebella and to Kingston in their 2 ball games to date, and so the Crusaders looking for a perfect start to the season, heading into league action next week with a big ball game off the bat against Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes. We'll be talking a little more about that ball game as the night progresses, but we have a beautiful night for football. This is the 3rd week of the football season and the 3rd week that we've had gorgeous weather for football. Glad that you've joined us tonight, so sit back and relax as your Crusaders take on the Ashley Bears. BJ Wall will kick it off to get things underway tonight. Good kick by Wall, and it'll be Jason McCrimmon fielding inside the 10. Got a seam up the middle, and McCrimmon is out across the 30 to the 34, where Wall, the kicker, had to get in on the stop, along with some help by Schuster. So Ashley will have pretty decent field position from their own 33-yard line to start the ball game. Ashley will come out in a T a lot of times and then shift to a power I. When they go power I, they like to run the football from that. You see them in the T right now. Their quarterback, number 13, Matt Schuler. Now they shift into that power I. And they will hand to the deep back on first down. And off the right side with good yardage is Caleb Harris, number 32. He's out to the 44, and that's going to be an Ashley first down on the first play of the ball game. So Harris, a pickup of 11, and a first down for Ashley. Along with Schuler, the quarterback, and Harris in the backfield, you also have Josh Saylor, number 20, as Harris will get the call again and get out across the 50 for another good pickup of around 6. Tim Tepper and Vince Moore on the stop, but a gain of 7 more for Harris. It'll be 2nd down and 3 as the Bears have come out and established a running game on the first 2 plays of the ball game. Also in the backfield is McCrimmon, number 1, for the Bears. They have a 2 tight end set. Back to pass, and under pressure, getting it away, and high and incomplete. Intended for Saylor. On the coverage was Chris Marco, and it'll bring up 3rd down as Schuler's first pass attempt of the game falls incomplete. He was under some good pressure by Steve Bernacki, and it will be a 3rd down and still 3 for Ashley. Jesse Diffin, 88, is one of the tight ends for the Bears, along with Tim Slaughter, 84. 3rd and 3, we'll see what head coach Craig Baker comes up with. He'll give it to Harris again, and Harris is going to have a first down. Still on his feet, and he's down to the Crusader 40-yard line, a pickup of 8, and another Ashley first down. Josh Prue was on the stop. But the Ashley Bears have picked up a couple of first downs here on their first possession and have it 1st down and 10 at the St. Clement 40 on the game's first possession. Harris, 3 carries, 26 yards so far. And he will get the call again, and this time be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage got perhaps a yard. Bernacki was in there for the stop. Prue was there as well. Montreal with some help as Caleb Harris stopped for gain of 1. He's a 6'1", 190-pound junior is Harris. Their quarterback, Schuler, is a 6', 175-pound senior. Harris again, and I think he had trouble hanging on to it. And St. Clement has it. He did have trouble finding the handle, and it's a turnover for the Crusaders, and it looked like coming up with it was George Perry, number 56. So the game's first turnover goes to St. Clement as Perry gets the fumble recovery. Harris never really got the handle on it, and now the Crusader offense, and it has been potent so far. Eddie Shankin, the quarterback, number 11. He's got Mike Lemazny, number 36, in the backfield, along with Vince Moore. Lemazny has had an outstanding first 2 weeks, but Moore gets the call on first down here, and Moore busted open. Flag down. Moore's going to score, but it's going to come back, I believe.
Coming back.
That's a 61-yard run by Moore, but there's a flag down at midfield, and it's coming back.
Come back, I can't hear you. Caleb got it.
Vince Moore broke it off tackle on the first play, but it will come back as there was a flag down at midfield, and that's a big break for Ashley. It's a holding call. It'll back them up 10. It'll stay first down and be 1st and 10 all over again, actually, because it was a spot foul, and it came 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. So a 10-yard penalty for St. Clement. Now you got Jeff Montreal in the backfield with Lemazny. And it's Lemazny bouncing left side. Lemazny off a couple tackles, and Lemazny could go. Still on his feet, cuts it back in, and he's all the way down to the 25-yard line. Mike Lemazny, the 5'11", 185-pound senior, picks up 35 yards on the first carry for him. Lemazny in 2 games has 368 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns, 5 of them on the ground, 1 on a pass reception, and he also returned an interception for a touchdown in the first game of the season against New Haven.
That backer's got flat.
Shankin back and rolling this way. Shankin looks to the end zone for Wall and overthrows him, incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down. Dipping on the coverage, but the pass goes incomplete. Shankin had a big night last week, 7 of 12 for 210 yards and 3 touchdowns against Peck. His first pass tonight falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 Crusaders from the 25 of Ashley. Ashley had a pretty good drive going on their first possession until Harris lost the fumble, recovered by the Crusaders' Perry. Here's Moore. Moore bounces off tackles, and he'll score. Touchdown, St. Clement. Vince Moore made it look easy. Well, he had a touchdown taken away on the first play of the game on a holding penalty. Nothing taken away there as Moore goes 25 yards for the TD, and it is 6-0 St. Clement. Crusaders made it look easy on their first possession. 8:48 left in the quarter, a 6-0 lead. It'll be B.J. Wall for the point after. They cover the 60 yards in 3 plays. Out of Lingenfelter's hold, Wall drills it, and it is 7-0 Crusaders with 8:48 left in the first quarter.
Get him going. Get him going.
So Vincent Moore, who had the touchdown called back on the first play of the game with the holding penalty, converts a 25-yard touchdown later on, just moments later, and it is 7-0 Crusaders. Take a look at the Crusaders sideline, their cheerleaders. For those of you wondering a little bit about Ashley, they came a ways to get here tonight. They're a Class D school playing the Mid-State Athletic Conference. They're located about halfway between St. John's and Alma, east of US 27, and just north of M57, if you're familiar with that middle part of the state. Along with Ashley, in their conference, the Mid-State Athletic is Genesee, Morris, Mount Pleasant, Sacred Heart, Burton Valley Christian, Vestaburg, and Weberville. It's a pretty far-flung conference, and it took them a couple and a half hours by bus to get down here tonight. So the Bears will get their second chance at it. As we said, they were moving the ball all right. They had a couple of first downs before the fumble that led to the St. Clement touchdown. Harris got the kick, and he's across the 30, still on his feet. Caleb Harris doing a fine job for the Bears here in the early going. Marco and Prue were in on the stop. And actually, again, we'll start with good field position at their own 37-yard line. Obviously, a lot of players on both these teams go both ways, offense and defense, as a Class D school. We went through the backfield in the tight ends for Ashley. And we'll take a look at their line in a moment. The give this time is to McCrimmon, and McCrimmon's going to get nailed for no gain. Jack Lingenfelter was in on the stop. McCrimmon got a yard, give him. It's 2nd down and 9. Schuller inside handoff, and a couple of yards out to the 40 for Harris. That's all, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Lingenfelter and Montreal on the stop, and it'll be 3rd and a long 7 for the Bears. Tom Jugnish and Joe Doloff are along that offensive line, along with the Roy Burgett. Back to throw, under pressure, and down. No, still on his feet, Schuller. Now gets the pass away, and caught. Matt Schuller, great athletic ability. Would not go down, and it's a 1st down to midfield. There is a man down for the Bears. Pass was complete to Josh Adams, number 80, for a pickup of 10 and an Ashley 1st down. Great effort by the senior Matt Schuller. Take a look at the Crusader defense. That's the 3rd 1st down of the ball game for Ashley. Schuller was being harassed again by Bernacki, but was able to spin away and complete the pass to Adams. It appears it's one of the Ashley linemen who is injured. 7:12 to go in the opening quarter. Centerline St. Clement with a string of 8 straight playoff appearances, longest in Macomb County. And they have been a team of the 90s in Macomb County. They are 63-26 in the decade of the 90s, including their first 2 victories this season. Good for the 3rd best winning percentage in the county in the 90s, a 708 winning percentage. They've been even more impressive just the last 5 years. They are 45-13, a 776 winning percentage, 2nd best in the county behind only Stevenson. That was just a great individual effort by Schuller to get that pass away. And it's Tom Junkdish who limps off the field for Ashley. First down, Ashley. Ball just shy of the midfield stripe. They've picked up 3 first downs in this ball game. Their first drive stopped on a fumble, recovered by the Crusaders and converted into a quick St. Clement touchdown. Shift into the power I. Crusaders come up, stack the line, and they will stop the ball carrier for a gain of a yard or 2. Matthew Pelliak, Joe Prue on the stop. McCrimmon was the ball carrier, picked up a couple. It's 2nd down and 8. Again, you got that double tight end offense, Josh Adams and Jesse Dilfin. Toss to McCrimmon, right side, tries to get the corner and is hauled down after a short gain. And it was Joe Prue again over there. Montreal also gave him a hand. Gain of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down and 7. From the Crusader 47, they have to get to about the 40-yard line. 5:55 left in the opening quarter. 7-0, St. Clement on top. Schuller back on 3rd down. Good protection, goes to the sideline, complete, and it's going to be just shy of the 1st down. Complete to Josh Saylor, and it's going to be 4th and a yard. Ashley going to go on 4th and a yard. Inside handoff, and on the 2nd effort, it looks like they got it. Bears 1st down. Good forward drive. It was Harris getting the 1st down. 4th first down of the ball game for the Bears. 1st and 10 inside the St. Clement 40. So Ashley's been moving the ball. Harris gets submarined there for a loss. Back to the 41, and it'll be 2nd down and 11. Jonathan Schuster and Joe Prue were there on the stop, and it'll be 2nd down 11. 8th carry of the ball game for Harris. 29 yards unofficially. Here's Harris again, and he is met and leveled at the 40. Oh, Joe Prue, the 6'3", 230-pound senior, just introduced himself to Caleb Harris, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. Harris got a yard, but Prue nailed him head up. Great tackle by Joe Prue. It'll be 3rd and 10. 3:40 and rolling to go in the opening quarter. A 7-0 St. Clement lead. Ashley has controlled the ball most of this first quarter. Fuller back under pressure, scrambles, and is brought down. Lost a yard, and it is going to be 4th down. And Ashley will kick it away. It'll be Saylor to kick. Good high kick. And St. Clement Moore just going to let it bounce, and it'll bounce out inside the 20 at the 17. That's where St. Clement will start. 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. St. Clement with a 7-0 lead. Let's take a look at that St. Clement offensive line up front. Fred McCants, of course, one of the anchors at tackle, 6'6", 325 pounds. Max Walters at one of the guard, 5'9", 180. At the center is, or on the right side of the line, is Neil Guzmano, 6'3", 260 at one guard. Dave Guardiola, 5'10", 275 is at a tackle as Moore gets into the secondary again. Moore one man to beat, hauled down into Ashley territory. That's a touchdown saving tackle by Jesse Diffin as Moore breaks it out to the 48-yard line of Ashley, and a 1st down. 36 yards for Moore. St. Clement has had 3 running plays go 35, 25, and 36 yards. Timeout now, Ashley, their first of the half. And we'll finish looking at that St. Clement offense. Again, up front, you have 65, Jared Kerr, 66, Craig Stevens, Neil Guzmano, 75, Fred McCants, 79, and Dave Guardiola, number 55. The quarterback is Eddie Shankin, a 6', 175-pound junior, or senior, I'm sorry. Check that. It was right the first time. Eddie's a junior. In the backfield, they've been rotating 3 backs. Vince Moore, Mike Lemazny, and Jeff Montreal. Lemazny had a bit of an ankle injury and was actually questionable for this ball game. But he is in there. He and Montreal and Moore are pretty much rotating. B.J. Wall is one wide out. Chris Marco is your tight end. And other wide out as well, depending on the situation. Quick drop, and that's thrown over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. It was intended for Peliak, incomplete. James Polash on the coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Shankin now 0 for 2 in the air. I formation back of Shankin on 2nd down. And they give it to the 2nd man, Lemazny. Lemazny cuts it right side, and Lemazny's in a foot race, and he'll go. Touchdown, St. Clement. Mike Lemazny, his 8th touchdown of the season. This one a 48-yard run, and it is 13-0 St. Clement. Well, the Crusaders have just roared to this lead. They have eaten up ground by the acre almost. Wall converts, and it is 14-0 Crusaders with 2:15 to go in the first quarter. St. Clement has run 6 plays from scrimmage, and they've had 2 incomplete passes. Their 4 running plays have netted 35, 25, 36, and 48 yards. Lemazny 2 carries for 83, Moore 2 carries for 61. 144 yards on 4 carries for St. Clement to this point. And the Crusaders have a 14-0 lead. We'll make a correction on the Ashley team as well. Their quarterback number 13 is Tim Bates, a 6'1", 175-pound sophomore. It's different from the roster that we got earlier in the week that listed number 13 as Matt Schuller, but it's Tim Bates, number 13, the quarterback for the Ashley Bears. Wall to kick. It's a line drive that'll be fielded by Saylor. And the Bears, again, are going to get across the 30-yard line, but there's a flag down, and they might be backed up after that. Bears have had some success on kick returns, but this one going to be backed up with a hold. So Ashley will start inside their own 25 this time. That'll put them back on their own 23, where it'll be first down and 10 for the Bears. They trail St. Clement 14-0 with 2:09 to play here in the first quarter from Centerline's Memorial Field. Glad you're with us tonight. We've had all football pretty much the last 3 weeks on Game of the Week, as we're getting the games in while the weather's nice. And then, of course, we have a homecoming blitz coming up in mid-October. But our next Game of the Week is back to girls basketball, as East Detroit will take on Mount Clemens in girls hoop. That's next week on the Game of the Week. Bates, roll out, naked bootleg, throws on the near side, complete, still on his feet, and all the way to the St. Clement 46. That's caught by Josh Adams for a first down to the 46 of St. Clement. 31 yards on the completion, and the Bears pick up their 5th first down of the ball game. They've been able to move the football. Bates now 3 out of 4 through the air for 47 yards. 2 of his passes have went to Adams. That's a pair of sophomores who have hooked up. And Ashley again is into St. Clement territory. Bates straight back, deep drop, swings out on the screen, and Marco, a good open field tackle. Harris on the reception, and Marco did the good job. It's a 1-yard pickup, and it will be second down and 9. Marco was able to get through the blocking and stop that for virtually no gain. Second and long for the Bears. Harris met immediately in the backfield. Oh, and that is Joe Prue again. That is the second time Prue has just gotten through the line and met Harris head on and brought him down. A loss of a couple. It'll be 3rd and 12. So Joe Prue, another big hit for the Crusaders, and he is a load at 6'3", 230 pounds, senior. Third and long for the Bears. Bates, short drop, goes over the middle, complete for another Ashley first down. That's Jesse Diffin on the reception. Josh Prue brought him down, but it is a 13-yard pickup and a Bears first down. Fourth different receiver that has caught a pass tonight for the Bears, as Bates is 4 out of 5. The first quarter going to come to an end, and after one from St. Clement. Crusaders up 14-0, but the Bears haven't made things easy for the Crusaders, but it is a 2-touchdown lead, and we'll be back with the second quarter after this. Welcome back to Centerline's Memorial Field. I'm Jerry Kaminsky, Phil Doherty on camera. 14-0 St. Clement as we begin this second quarter, but Ashley on the move again. They are at the St. Clement 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Harris gets the call and is met just past the line of scrimmage, got maybe a yard. Prue was there again, but the big hit that time by Jared Kerr of the Crusaders. A 1-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 9. The Bears have the time of possession advantage in a big way over St. Clement. In fact, St. Clement has run just 6 offensive plays. Ashley has run 21 offensive plays, but a turnover by Ashley was a big play as Bates goes deep down the sideline, and it is broken up by Moore. Incomplete, bring up 3rd down. Josh Prue was also there, and it'll be 3rd and 9. That's the 22nd play Ashley has run. They have 6 first downs, but they do have 1 turnover, and they were forced to punt another occasion. St. Clement just 6 offensive plays, 2 incomplete passes, but their 4 rushes, as we said before, have gone for 35 yards, 25 and a touchdown by Moore, 36 yards, and 48 and a touchdown by Lamazny. So St. Clement has struck quickly when they've had the football. 3rd down long now for the Bears. Bates back, look out, he's buried. Jack Montreal with a sack, the senior linebacker for St. Clement, nails Bates. Loss of 10 on the play, and it'll be 4th down and 19. Bears lining up as they're going to go for it. Moore is back to receive a punt. Now he's going to have to, St. Clement's going to have to call timeout. They were caught off guard. Bears lined up as if to go for it on 4th and 19 from the St. Clement 43. St. Clement obviously was not expecting that, and they have to burn a timeout to get the right personnel on the field. Ashley's head coach is Craig Baker. He's assisted by Bruce Anderson and Jeff Price. St. Clement, of course, coached by Mike Boyd in his 2nd year as head coach. Matt Duffield, Jay Coho, Troy Keneally, Ron Slawinski, and Sika Champion are assistants for St. Clement. We mentioned next week, as you take a look at some of the crowd, that St. Clement will go to one of the young fans there. St. Clement will go to Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes. Now, if you have a St. Clement schedule, that game is listed for 1 p.m. next Saturday, the 26th. But that time is wrong. It has been changed to a 7 p.m. game against Lakes on Saturday the 26th. So it's a 7 o'clock game for the Crusaders and Lakers. That's the Catholic League C-section opener. That'll be a big test right off the bat. Of course, Lakes is coached by Mike Boyd Sr. as Bates is hauled down by Montreal for a loss, and St. Clement will take over on downs. Mike Boyd Sr., the father of St. Clement coach Mike Boyd, and the Lakes coach Mike Boyd is here tonight scouting his son's team as they meet next week. Lakers play tomorrow afternoon. Remember last year, the Crusaders and Waterford Our Lady met twice, 2 Boyd Bowls. Waterford Our Lady won both games, once in the regular season. That was St. Clement's only regular season defeat. And then again in the playoffs in the regional final, the Lakers also won. Shank into pass, complete to Marco, close to a first down. Check that on the reception. It is Tim Madursky on the reception, and he's going to be very close to a first down inside the Ashley 45, and I think we're going to have timeout for a measurement. And we will. That's Shankin's first completion of the ball game after misfiring on his first 2 attempts. And they'll bring the chains across to measure this one. .10:06 to go until halftime. St. Clement has had 2 quick strike scoring drives, but they've been quick strikes on the ground. Vince Moore, a 25-yard touchdown run. Mike Lemazny, a 48-yard touchdown run. And you see St. Clement is just short, so officially it's a 9-yard completion for Shankin. It'll be second and inches from the Ashley 45. St. Clement's kept Ashley off the scoreboard, but hasn't really kept the Bears from moving the ball, as we said. They have 6 first downs. Did turn the ball over once, though, that led to a St. Clement touchdown. St. Clement has had a pair of 3-play touchdown drives the first 2 times they've had the football. Flag down, and that's whistled dead before the play gets underway, and it came from the referee position, so we probably have some sort of motion penalty against the Crusaders. And it is a false start on St. Clement. That's the second penalty tonight against the Crusaders. Remember, the first penalty they had wiped out a 61-yard touchdown run by Vince Moore, but a couple plays later, Moore got it in from 25 yards out for the touchdown anyway. So second down and 6 now. Ball back at midfield. Montreal and Lemazny in the backfield, in the eye, back of Shankin. Play action. Shankin rolls. Goes deep for Marco, and Marco has it and will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Clement. Marco just went up and out-jumped Josh Saylor for the touchdown, a 50-yard touchdown pass. Marco, 6'2", 185-pounder. He plays on the basketball team. He's got some leaping ability. He out-battled Saylor for it. It's a 50-yard touchdown, and it is 20-0 Crusaders. And what do you know? It's another 3-play touchdown drive. Actually, 2 plays officially with the penalty. Wall, the extra point. 9:28 to go until halftime. St. Clement is threatening to blow this one wide open. It is St. Clement 21 and Ashley nothing. And we'll be back with the kickoff after this. Well, centerline St. Clement has not kept the football long tonight, but they have not had to keep it very long. It is 21-0 Crusaders. They have run just 8 plays from scrimmage, and they have 3 touchdowns. Vince Moore, a 25-yard touchdown run. Mike Lemazny, a 48-yard touchdown run. And now Chris Marco, a 50-yard touchdown pass from Eddie Shankin. And it is 21-0 St. Clement. Still 9:28 to go until halftime. Wall boots it right into the chest of one of the up men for the Bears, who will return it to the 42-yard line. Lingenfelter made the stop. That was Roy Burgett, number 76, on the return for Ashley. And the Bears will take over again. First and 10 at their own 41-yard line. needing to get something on the board here. They have been able to move the ball in increments against St. Clement. They have 6 first downs. And they've had some success through the air. Tim Bates has completed 5 of 7 passes for 61 yards. But they've turned the ball over once, and St. Clement has forced them to punt a couple of other times. Straight drop Bates, he'll go deep, and this pass should have been intercepted, and it is incomplete. Intended for Saylor, and it went right through the hands of Josh Prue, incomplete. And it will be 2nd down and 10. Prue, a sophomore. St. Clement, pretty much a senior-dominated team. They have 13 seniors, pretty much half their roster. And everyone expects a lot from this St. Clement team this year. They are senior-dominated. They should make a good run at a Catholic League Prep Bowl berth, and as well as a run in the state playoffs. Everyone expecting that at least from them this season. And they've been off to the good start so far this season. Tripped up by Schuster and Montreal, a loss of a yard for Harris, and it'll be 3rd and long for the Bears. Sometimes, of course, the weight of expectations can be an anvil on a team. Just look at the Michigan Wolverines so far this season. But St. Clement has, as we mentioned earlier, with their record in the 90s and past 5-10 years and all, they've been one of the most consistent teams in the county, in fact, in the state. And as Bates' pass is incomplete, broken up by Lingenfelter, and it'll be 4th down. Crusaders, we've had 8 straight years in the state playoffs. They have never made the state finals, although they've got to the state semifinals a couple of times. It'll be 4th down, and Ashley will punt it away. 8:27 left in the half. 21-0 Crusaders. Saylor boots it away. Takes a bounce, fielded by Madursky at the 30. Flag down. Ball loose. And actually, I believe, has recovered. They have. Josh Adams with a fumble recovery at the St. Clement 25. There is a flag. That's going to be against St. Clement. And the Bears are going to decline this and get the football deep in St. Clement territory at the Crusader 25-yard line. Clipping call, St. Clement, that will be declined.
And then they got their nose tackle, but the back was a stack.
And so Josh Adams comes up with the fumble recovery. And Ashley in business at the Crusader 25, 1st and 10, trailing 21-0, looking to get some points on the board here with 8:13 to go in the half. First turnover for the Crusaders, so the turnover is even at 1 apiece. St. Clement cashed in on their fumble recovery. See if the Bears can do the same. McCrimmon going to be hauled down, but not before he picks up 5 yards. Kerr and Prue on the stop. McCrimmon a 5-yard pickup, and it's 2nd and 5. 4th carry of the game for McCrimmon. He's picked up 9 yards. Well, the quarterback Bates, after starting 5 out of 6 through the air, has misfired on his last 3 attempts. The last 2 of those nearly intercepted by the Crusaders. But Ashley, after the fumbled punt return, in business. Saylor tries to get outside, and he's going to be ridden down for a loss of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Marco on the pursuit to bring him down. Check that, it was Tom Papchik on the carry for Ashley, a loss of all the way back to the 28, so actually it was a loss of 8 on the play, and it's 3rd down and 13. Bates off play action. He's in trouble, now throws, and it is caught. Saylor, and he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Ashley. 28-yard touchdown toss. And Saylor on the board. Ashley on the board. It is 21-6.
Down here, I didn't get to see it that well.
Josh Saylor hauling in the 28-yard TD toss, and with 6:33 left until halftime, it is now 21-6, and Ashley will line up and go for 2.
Timmy's got to get to the line and see that just go.
Into the end zone, knocked away by Marco. Nice defense by Marco. So 6:33 left in the half. We've had an offensive ball game, no question about it. 28-yard touchdown pass from Bates to Saylor. And Ashley on the board. It's now St. Clement 21 and Ashley 6. Now the next thing for Ashley is to try to stop this St. Clement offense. They have not been able to come close to stopping them so far tonight. Crusaders have run, as we've said, just 8 offensive plays, but lead 21-6. Ashley has run 30 offensive plays to the Crusaders 8, but it is a 21-6 St. Clement lead. They have had touchdown drives of 3 plays, 3 plays, and 2 plays on their 3 possessions. Outside of the 2 incomplete passes that Shankin has thrown, their shortest play has been a 9-yard gain. And that was on a pass play. They've run the ball 4 times for 144 yards. Shankin is 2 of 4 for 59 more through the air. Lemasny 2 carries for 83, Moore 2 carries for 61 for St. Clement. It'll be Harris to kick it off. High bounce, Marco at the 26, comes up the middle, still on his feet, and Marco going to be hauled down by McCrimmon at the 37. So that's where St. Clement will start it. 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. With 6.5 minutes still to go in this first half, and St. Clement holding a 21-6 lead. All the touchdowns tonight coming on big plays. Shortest touchdown we've had is a 25-yard run by Vince Moore. Eye back of Shankin, gives to the second man, Lemasny, spins away, and he's free. Lemasny, look at this. 1 man to beat, and he shook him off. Oh my! Touchdown, Mike Lemasny. Are you kidding me? 63 yards, and that is one to stick in the highlight reel. What a run by Mike Lemasny. And St. Clement answers right back. And it is 27-6. St. Clement has the big plays cranked up tonight. 3 carries, 146 yards. for Mike Lemazny. Wall boots it through, and it is 28-6. St. Clement gets their 3-touchdown lead back, but what a run by Mike Lemazny of St. Clement there. He just broke tackles the whole way and just shrugged off the final attempt to get him and waltzed it home from 63 yards. Well, take a look at some of the crowd. That was a one-play drive. St. Clement has run 9 offensive football plays. They've scored 4 touchdowns on 9 plays. Lemazny already with 146 yards on 3 carries. Moore has added 61 more. St. Clement already 205 yards on the ground, another 59 through the air.
Parallel to line of scrimmage. Tommy runs 2 parallel.
And the Crusaders, despite a big deficit in time of possession and an offensive plays run, Ashley has run 30 plays, St. Clement 9, but Crusaders with 4 touchdowns in those 9 plays. They've gained 252 yards on 9 plays. That is better than 25 yards a play. Wall's kick fielded inside the 5-yard line, and the Crusaders swarm over the return man, Lewis Follett, and Ashley will start with their worst field position of the night, back on their own 12-yard line. Lingenfelter and Moore on the stop. Still 6:04 to go in this first half. It is a 28-6 centerline St. Clement lead. As we have seen a bushel full of big plays in this ball game, most of them by the Crusaders, showing why they are ranked in the top 10 in the state in Class D. Once again, Prue, number 99, got into the backfield and disrupted the play. Loss of 3. And it will be loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. 2nd and 12, back on the 10. Back to pass, Bates goes over the middle, wide open, caught, 1st down, Bears. That's Diffin on the completion to the 26-yard line, 16-yard pickup, and a 1st down. 2nd pass completion to Diffin tonight, and Bates having a good night through the air. He is 7 out of 11 through the air now. ...104 yards unofficially through the air, so... Bates back to throw again. Got good protection, throws it out complete for a gain of a couple to Saylor. Moore on the stop. And it'll be 2nd down and 7. Call it a gain of 3. Well, I'm sure that Mike Boyd Sr., the coach of Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes, is watching this with a little bit of interest, seeing that the Bears have been able to throw the football against St. Clement. I'm sure he already knew that that St. Clement offense is high-powered with some great running backs, and Shankin having a fine year at quarterback as well. But St. Clement has to be a little concerned, despite this big lead, with their defensive effort to this point, at least, against the pass. I mean, Ashley has been able to move the football against them. 3rd down and 2. Harris picked up 5 on the play. Ashley has 8 first downs in the ball game. Their touchdown did come after a St. Clement turnover, Ashley getting the ball on the St. Clement 25-yard line and was able to cash in. Bates back to throw under pressure, and this one's intercepted. Goodbye. Touchdown, Chris Marco. 33-yard interception return. Marco timed it perfectly on that flare out, and St. Clement adds to their lead. Just a great football play by Chris Marco there, stepping in front of the receiver, taking it 33 yards for the score. Marco's second touchdown of the night, and it is 34-6 St. Clement. Wall on for the point after, his 5th point after tonight, and he drills it. So 3:29 to go until halftime. It is now St. Clement 35 and Ashley 6, as Chris Marco able to step in front of the receiver and take it the distance for another Crusader touchdown. We're back with a kickoff in a moment. Crusaders getting ready to kick it off. They lead now 35-6. Chris Marco with a 33-yard interception return for that touchdown. So the defense getting on the board for SC. Boy, we've had some great plays in our first 3 weeks of the game of the week. We've also had some unusual occurrences. Each of the first 2 weeks we had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Haven't had that here tonight, but had the interception return. But last week, remember, as that ball is fielded and the momentum in, it's a touchback. Ashley will get it 1st and 10 at the 20. Remember last week, center line downed Clintondale 30-9, and the Panthers did not attempt a pass all night. They kept the ball on the ground exclusively and routed the Dragons 30-9. Well, tonight, St. Clement hasn't kept it on the ground exclusively, but they have run just 9 plays from scrimmage, and they've scored 4 touchdowns offensively. They also have a defensive touchdown. Their shortest play tonight, outside of 2 incomplete passes, has been a 9-yard gain. Lemazney has 3 carries for 146 yards. And it's been pretty much all St. Clement except for the Ashley touchdown coming off of a St. Clement turnover. Ashley has been able to move the football at times. I mean, they do have 8 first downs in this football game. McCrimmon picks up 5 yards there. And we have an Ashley player down on the field. Give McCrimmon 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6, but there is a Bear down on the field. So while the medical staff takes a look, we will take another timeout again, and we will be back after this.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Able to get up and run off the field under his own power. Good sign for Ashley there. 2nd down and just about 6 play coming up for the Bears. Under 3 minutes left in this first half. A 35-6 St. Clement lead. Crusaders stack the middle of the line there, and it's a gain of maybe a yard for McCrimmon. Bernanke and Kerr were there on the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 3. McCrimmon got a couple. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining in this first half. St. Clement, a 35-6 lead, all on big plays. They've run just 9 offensive plays. 4 of them have went for touchdowns, plus they had a Chris Marco interception return for a TD moments ago. Bates will run it and get the first down. Out across the 30 to the 35, so it's an Ashley first down. Crew finally chased him down, but it's a gain of 7. And a Bears first down. Their 9th first down of the football game. They have more first downs than St. Clement, 9-6. They've run many more plays, 4 times as many plays as St. Clement. Have controlled the ball much longer, but they're on the short end of a 35-6 score. Under 2 minutes now left in the half. Pitch to McCrimmon, left side, and he has some room, hurdles a man, and he's up across the 40 to about the 42 or 3 before he is knocked out of bounds. So McCrimmon now becoming the go-to man for the Bears. Gain of 7, second down and 3. Seven carries now for McCrimmon. 22 yards unofficially. But the rushing totals pale for the Bears compared to St. Clement. Lamazny 3 for 146. Moore 2 for 61. McCrimmon, and it's another Ashley first down to their 49 with 1:33 left in the half. Gain of 6 more. Clock running again. Remember, each team has 2 timeouts remaining.
First down, the ball now to Sean McBeal. And going to the Bear territory.
Minute 15 now until halftime. See if the Bears go back to the air, try to get one in here before the half. Bates, his arm was hit, and that is an incomplete forward pass. And it will bring up second down. And we have an Ashley timeout with 1:07 to play in the half. The Bears use their second timeout. They'll talk it over on 2nd and 10 from their 49. It is a 35-6 St. Clement lead. Remember, next week on Game of the Week, we go back indoors as East Detroit takes on Mount Clemens in girls basketball action. We hope you can join us for that one. And of course, we'll see the Crusaders one more time this season in football. We'll see them in mid-October, their homecoming game against Royal Oak Shrine. As you look at the Crusaders sideline, Crusaders start Catholic League action next week with that big ball game up in Waterford against the Our Lady of the Lakes Lakers. And it should be a good battle for the Prep Bowl berth out of the C section this year with St. Clement, Lakes, who went last year. Shrine is off to a good start. Bishop Gallagher is down in the C section this year after years of button heads with the big boys up in the AA division. Gallagher now down in the C section. They'll certainly be a contender for a division title and a Prep Bowl berth. Ashley's going to be starting league play themselves next week. Bates, that ball is loose and is fumbled out of bounds at the 43. He was being pursued by Bernanke. It is a loss of 5 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and long for the Bears. Ashley next week is home against Vestaburg on Friday, September 25th, as the Bears open up league play in the Mid-State Athletic Conference next week. Bates back to throw. Throws it deep, it hangs up and is incomplete. Through the hands of both Josh Prue of St. Clement and Josh Saylor of Ashley, and it will bring up 4th down and 15 with 53 seconds left in the half. And the way St. Clement has put points on the board. 53 seconds is going to be a lot of time for them. Saylor will punt it away. Lingenfelter deep to receive. End over ender that the Crusaders will just let bounce. And it'll be down at the 23, where St. Clement will start with 44 seconds left in this first half. Crusaders have a 35-6 lead, and we'll see what Coach Mike Boyd comes up with here. He has 2 timeouts. Ashley has 1 timeout remaining, but see what St. Clement does. If they elect to just possibly even kneel on it, and that way they'll only have to snap it twice and go to the locker room with this big lead. Crusaders, this will be just their 10th play from scrimmage in this first half, but they've scored touchdowns on 4 of their 9 offensive plays, plus have an interception return for a touchdown. Second man through, gain of a couple out to the 25. That was Andrew Norinder, a freshman, number 6, on the carry for St. Clement, a gain of 3, and it will be second down and 7. Norinder and Wall are in the backfield, or Wall goes split wide right. It's Norinder and Madursky in the backfield. Shankin now in the shotgun, but he's not even going to have to snap the football. And the first half will end with St. Clement on top 35-6. So stay with us. We've got another half of football to come from Memorial Field, and we'll be back with that second half after this.
Well, I played intramural sports, and that in turn led me into playing sports later on in my life at the collegiate level and also at the adult level. It was the high school experience. It was really the start of my athletic career. Those same programs today are really the varsity programs that presently exist in Michigan's high schools.
High school sports, a good part of education. A message from the MHSAA.
And welcome back to Centerline's Memorial Field as we get set for the second half of this non-league football game between the St. Clement Crusaders and the Ashley Bears. I'm Jerry Kaminsky. Phil Doherty on camera. Glad to have you with us on Comcast. It is 35-6. St. Clement at the half, and they'll be receiving the second half kickoff. Big first half for the Crusaders. They ran just 10 offensive plays from scrimmage, but piled up 269 yards in offense. 6 rushes for 210, 204 passing for Shankin for 59 yards. Lemazny has a 48 and a 63-yard touchdown runs. Vince Moore a 25-yard touchdown run, and Chris Marco has a 50-yard touchdown reception from Shankin and a 33-yard interception return touchdown for the Crusaders. Ashley's lone score came on a 28-yard touchdown toss from Tim Bates to Josh Saylor. Ashley had 9 first downs in that first half to St. Clement's 6. Ashley had 26 rushing plays for 51 yards, 8 of 15 through the air for 108, 159 total yards. They ran 41 plays to St. Clement's 10 in the first half, but it's a huge St. Clement lead as they came up with big play after big play in that first half. Their 4 touchdown drives were 3-play, 3-play, 2-play, and 1-play. Shankin complete wide open to the 32. Peliak the reception. Gain of 30 and a Crusader first down. If you missed that, let this sink in again. St. Clement's 4 touchdown drives in the first half were 3 plays, 3 plays, 2 plays, and 1 play. And they also had an interception return for a touchdown. That's why they only ran 10 offensive plays. The only possession they didn't score on was when they took it over with 44 seconds left in the first half and sat on the ball. Madursky, his first carry of the night, and he's down to the 15, gain of 17, and a St. Clement first down.
Carry to the 15-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Crusaders.
First and 10, St. Clement. A touchdown here would start the running clock rule. Anytime a team gets ahead by 35 or more in the second half, the clock continues to run on most instances where the clock would normally be stopped. Here's touchdown, Lemazny, his third of the ball game, a 15-yarder there, and it keeps that TD streak intact of 3-play drive for St. Clement. Lemazny now 161 yards on 4 carries. He's averaging 40 yards a pop. And it is 41-6 St. Clement as they score quickly here in the third. Wall for the point after. And he drills it. St. Clement now up 42-6, and that should start the mercy rule in motion. Clock's still stopped right now, but the referee over talking to the coach, and I think that's what they're gonna relay up to the press box, that it will be a running clock now, with St. Clement holding a 42-6 lead, and we've reached a running clock. Lemazny's third touchdown of the night. He has touchdown runs of 48, 63, and 15 yards. He has 4 carries for 161 yards. He had 368 rushing in the first 2 weeks of the season. So he's now over 500 yards on the year, 529 yards, and 10 touchdowns in the first 3 games for Mike Lemazny. So Lemazny enjoying a great start to this season. He had a fantastic year last year with over 1,800 yards rushing. Wall to kick it off. And puts it into the end zone, and Ashley will start at the 20. So that 3-play drive by St. Clement gives them 13 plays that they have run tonight. And they have piled up 322 yards in 13 plays unofficially. Officials timeout right now, and there is a little confusion, I think, about when the clock is supposed to start and keep running. Now, they did modify the running clock rules slightly this season.
As much as the clock is freezing at time it's indicated.
And apparently they're having some problems with the scoreboard clock. It's frozen there. So the time is going to be kept on the field, and again, it's a running clock. There's 10:50 left in the third, so we'll just have to sort of guesstimate. But with a running clock, it shouldn't be too tough to guess. Clock keeps running on out-of-bounds plays and incomplete passes. McCrimmon keeps it and is brought down at the line of scrimmage by Marco and Madursky along with Prue. And Bernacki was also there. It'll be second down and 10. McCrimmon carried the ball 8 times for 28 yards in the first half. And now they do have the clock rolling. So I believe they're still keeping it on the field, but it's got to be close, the scoreboard clock, at 10:08. All St. Clement as they look to go to 3-0 in the non-league portion of their schedule before getting into Catholic League play. Ashley would drop to 0-3 as they will head into league play as well in the Mid-States Athletic Conference. Bates brought down hard. Moore hit him. So did George Perry. Gain of a yard. It'll be third down. Actually lost a little, and it's third down and 11. Third and long now for the Bears from their own 20-yard line. Bates back. Has time, throws a little high and incomplete. Intended for Saylor. Moore on the coverage. It'll bring up fourth down. Bates in that first half, 8 out of 15 for 108 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And on fourth down, I would assume Ashley will kick it away from deep in their own territory. Clock continues to roll, remember, as we are in mercy rule mode, 35 points or more. It's a 42-6 St. Clement lead. Moore lets it bounce, and it'll roll dead inside the 50 to about the St. Clement 46, where they'll take over first and 10. And we'll see what Mike Boyd sends out offensively for St. Clement. And remember, these are 2 Class D schools, so, I mean, there's not a lot of depth on the roster. It's not like you can bring in a whole second string offense, let's say. Although Shankin is staying on the bench, so is Lamazny. I'm sure we've seen the end of them. Jeff Montreal also. So Jack Lingenfelter is going to take over at quarterback, a 5'10", 175-pound senior. Lingenfelter will now run the St. Clement offense. Freshman Andrew Norrinder is the deep back in the I formation. And busting into the secondary is Josh Prue out to the 39 of Ashley for a first down. 15 yards, that's Prue, a sophomore for the Crusaders, 5'11", 160. And a Crusader first down to the 39. Josh Prue at 5'11", 160, a sophomore. That play was just a quick hit right up the middle. They'll do it again, give it to Prue, and this time the Bears nail him at the line of scrimmage. Jacob Harris was on the stop. It'll be second down and 10, and there's no gain for Prue. 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Lingenfelter hands to Norrinder, the freshman, and he's wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of a couple. Kevin Fabus and Joe Doloff on the stop. Loss of a couple for Norrinder, and it'll be third and long for the Crusaders. 3rd and 12 from the 42 of Ashley. Coming wide to the near side is Tim Tepper, number 88, on 3rd down. Prue gets the call and gets about 5 before he's brought down, and it'll bring up 4th down, and the Crusaders will kick it away. Tim Slaughter on the stop for Ashley. Fourth down and 7 from the Ashley 37. Under 5 minutes left in the third. Actually, St. Clement going to go for it. Moore in the backfield, along with Madursky. Pitch to Moore. Good job to bring it down, and he gets the corner for a first down. So Vince Moore, a first down to the 25-yard line, gain of 12. Harris on the stop. Moore's third carry of the night, 3 carries for 73 yards now for Vince Moore. 11th first down of the ball game for St. Clement. And it's back to Prue and Norinder in the backfield. Wall split wide to the left. Josh Prue again, the first man through. Flag down, and it might be a face mask. I think it's going to be a face mask call against the Bears. Down at the bottom of the pile was Sean Stoneman. Prue gained a couple, but St. Clement also going to pick up some penalty yardage here. It's been a very cleanly played ball game. That's just the second penalty against Ashley. St. Clement has also picked up just 2 penalties. Half the distance down to the 12-yard line. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in this third quarter. A 42-6 St. Clement lead. Wall wide left, Tim Tepper wide to the right. Prue and Norinder behind Langenfelter in the St. Clement backfield. They give it to Norinder on a counter, and he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage and going nowhere. Stopped by Stoneman of the Bears, and it will be second down and 10. Glad you've joined us tonight on Comcast. Yes, St. Clement looking to go to 3-0 on the season, keep their top 10 ranking in the state in Class D. 3 impressive victories. They beat New Haven 35-0 in week 1, beat Peck 41-7 last week. Right now it is 42-6, and Norinder is dragged down just shy of the goal line. Great touchdown saving tackle there by Aaron Grolleman, number 77 of Ashley. An 11-yard pickup for Norinder, and it'll be first and goal, St. Clement at the 1. A minute and a half to play in the third quarter. And have the clock stopped for a moment. It looked like going to have a timeout for Ashley. Or is that's the end of the third quarter. Remember, they were keeping time on the field. So that's it for 3. 42-6 St. Clement. We're back with the fourth after this. St. Clement ready to start the fourth quarter. They lead 42-6, and they'll have first and goal down on the Ashley 1-yard line. I'm Jerry Kaminsky. Phil Doherty along on camera. Glad that you've joined us tonight. Been all St. Clement in this ball game. A lot of big plays for the Crusaders. Lemazny has 3 touchdowns, 161 yards rushing on just 4 carries. Norinder, the freshman, just 5'5", 120. See if he gets the call. He does, and he's wrapped up just shy again of the goal line, and now we have a flag down as well. He was tackled by Slaughter, number 84.
That was Joe Shaw. Some go did a good job.
Penalty is a holding call on St. Clement, and that'll back them up. It'll stay first and goal, but now back on the outside the 10-yard line. Remember, we have a running clock, and for some reason they started the clock at 14 minutes instead of 12 minutes. Now the official noticed it, I think, so the referee going to try to get word up to the press box. I think they're going to have to just keep the time on the field again. They're having a little trouble with the clock. First and goal back on the 14-yard line. Lingenfelter tosses to Norinder, who will be driven out of bounds about the 12, and it'll bring up second down and goal.
We couldn't hear you.
So Norinder getting a workout here.
Now we
That's
can.
his fourth carry for over 11 yards. Three Lamazny touchdowns, 48, 63, and 15-yard runs. Vince Moore has a 25-yard touchdown run. Chris Marco a 50-yard touchdown reception and a 33-yard interception return TD for St. Clement. The lone Ashley scored a 28-yard touchdown pass from Bates to Saylor. Norinder wrapped up at the line for nothing, and it will bring up third down and goal. Remember, they're keeping time on the field as the scoreboard is acting up. Polish on the stop, James Polish. Loss of maybe a yard for Norinder, so it is third down. Check Norinder's carries too. That was his 6th of the night now, and he has a total of 13 yards rushing. He did carry once for 3 yards in the first half. So third and goal. St. Clement, we're going to guess around 9.5, 10 minutes left in this one.
Tell him to air bake it now.
And to Prue, and he stopped for no gain, and it'll be fourth down. Slaughter on the stop. And Mike Boyd will have his team run the play. Won't send Wall in. Wall, one of the better kickers in the Catholic League, has a strong foot, but there's no sense obviously kicking the field goal right here and adding to the score. They'll just run the play.
Hey, Bake, watch 88 to this side, going a little to the back pylon. Slant there.
Fourth and goal from the 12. Lingenfelter will just hand to Norinder, and he will be thrown to the turf by Sean Stoneman. And Ashley takes over on downs. Approximately 8 minutes left in this ball game. That's an approximation. The scoreboard clock is inoperable, and they're keeping the time on the field. And remember, it is a running clock because St. Clement has reached a 35 or more point lead. It is 42-6 Crusaders. Mike Lamazny, what an outstanding start to this season. With his 161 yards tonight, he has 529 yards in 3 ball games and 10 touchdowns. 8 rushing touchdowns. He's caught a pass for a touchdown, and he's returned in 2 interceptions for touchdowns. So let me correct that. That adds up to 11 touchdowns as that pass was broken up. And it will be second down and 10. It's 11 touchdowns for Lamazny. Check that, it is 10. It's one interception return for a touchdown. Marco has an interception for a touchdown tonight. So it's 10 touchdowns for Lemazny in 3 games. Still obviously a very impressive number. Pickup of about 4 yards. Call it 5 yards for Harrison. It'll be 3rd down.
We got 3rd and 5.
And 5.
We got called, Vic.
Approximately 6 minutes or so left in the ball game. It'll be 3rd down. Long 5 for the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Bates hands the ball to McCrimmon, who has a 1st down. James McCrimmon, pickup of 8. Jason McCrimmon, I should say. Pickup of 8 and an Ashley 1st down. 10 carries for 36 yards for McCrimmon unofficially tonight. Harris has carried 14 times for 38 for the Bears. Remember to be with us next week as East Detroit takes on Mount Clemens in girls basketball on the game of the week. And in mid-October, we have a homecoming blitz as all of St. Clement, East Detroit, and Centerline all have their homecomings within about a week of each other as Bates connects on a good completion to the 47-yard line. That is Jesse Diffin with the completion. 1st and 10 Bears at the 47. Shamrocks play Warren Cousino for their homecoming game. St. Clement plays Royal Oak Shrine and Centerline for their homecoming ball game. I'm going to have to check. I forgot it right off the top of my head. As Bates gets the pass away and it's intercepted. Bernacki with the interception. And it will be St. Clement football 1st and 10 at their own 45. I feel bad. I can't remember who Centerline plays for their homecoming game. I'm going to have to look it up. They play Marine City for their homecoming football game. 4 minutes, I believe, is what they're pretty much signaling. 4 minutes left in this ball game. That's the 3rd turnover tonight for the Bears. 2 interceptions and a fumble that they've lost. Give us to Norrinder, and he is wrestled down. And Norrinder is getting to know Sean Stoneman quite well. Stoneman has brought him down the last few times Norrinder has carried the football. And it's going to be a 2nd down and 12. So St. Clement going to move to 3-0 in their non-league portion of the season. Getting ready now for the league season, which starts next week against Waterford, Our Lady of the Lakes. And again, it's a different game time than your schedule shows. It's scheduled for Saturday the 26th. On the schedule, it shows it a 1 o'clock game. In reality, it's a 7 o'clock game. The game was moved to 7 o'clock. So you want to make a note of that. That's Robert Johnson on the carry, another freshman for the Crusaders, getting back to the original line, gaining a couple. It'll be 3rd down now and 10, and we finally have a train rumbling past us tonight. First one of the ball game. One of the joys of being out here at Centerline. Got the tracks running right behind us on the press box. Once again, it's Johnson on the carry, and it'll bring up 4th down as he stopped after a gain of a yard. Fourth and 9. Clock continuing to roll. And we've got to be down to a couple of minutes probably left in this one. Once again, Johnson the call, and he'll get a couple and be stopped shy, and so Ashley will take over on downs. Ashley first down at the St. Clement 47-yard line. The Bears open up their conference season next week as well against Vestaburg. Ashley will enter their season with an 0-3 non-league mark. They were able to move the football against the St. Clement team in that first half. Just were only able to put the one ball into the end zone. But they did move the ball through the air, particularly on the Crusaders. Something that I'm sure the Waterford Our Lady and Bishop Gallagher coaches who were here tonight are going to take note of. But they'll also take note of a St. Clement offense that the first string offense that just wasn't stopped at all this evening. Bates keeps and picks up about 4 or 5 yards across the way. Biernacki was on the stop again. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Got to be winding down in this one. Perhaps around a minute to go or so. Again, the scoreboard clock has quit operating. They're keeping the time on the field. Bates looking deep down the middle of the field. It's underthrown and incomplete. And that might have been the final play of the ball game, and it looks like it is. So St. Clement comes away with a 42-6 victory tonight against the Ashley Bears. A huge ball game for Mike Lemazny. 3 touchdowns and 161 yards rushing on just 4 carries. Chris Marco also had a pair of touchdowns for St. Clement. Vince Moore had the other one as the Crusaders roll tonight. They go to 3-0 now, heading into league play next week against Waterford, Our Lady of the Lakes. And next week on the Game of the Week, we've got girls basketball action from East Detroit for you as the Shamrocks take on the Bathers of Mount Clemens. Glad you joined us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it here on Comcast. Now for Phil Doherty, I'm Jerry Kaminsky. We'll see you next week. So long, everyone. Can't, and that'll make it 3rd and 8 now. Costly penalty for St. Clement. That's the first penalty of the football game. Jeff Montreal, number 36 in the backfield now for St. Clement. He's been alternating jerseys today, number 36 and number 55, depending on where he's been lining up. So it brings up 3rd and 8 now instead of 3rd and 3 for St. Clement. Same formation. Wall and Peliak split wide to the left. Last time Wall came in motion, seeing if he does again, and he will. Shankin, quick drop. Peliak open and off his hands. The defender fell down, Tim Glynn, and the pass was just a little high for Peliak, and it'll be 4th down and 8. Boy, Glenn fell down, and if Shank had been able to lay it in there, that was 6. Just off Pelyak's hands, and St. Clement will have to kick it away. Wall again a chance to pin the Knights deep. It's a good high spiral this time, driving Henry back to the 5, and he's buried at about the 8. Great pick by B.J. Wall there, and some good punt coverage as well by Marco and Shankin, and the Knights will be backed up on their own 9-yard line, 1st and 10, with 3:27 left until halftime. Well, Wall had hit a couple of punts that weren't his best efforts in the first quarter, going into a bit of a crosswind. That time hung up a nice high spiral, and the Knights pinned deep in their own territory. Malcolm comes wide to this side. Donaldson wide right. Just a straight dive play for Samuel, and he got it across the 10, and that's all. Picked up a yard or 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. They give him a yard.
2nd down.
Seven carries, 87 yards for Samuel, but remember, 67 of those came on one play, the touchdown run for the Knights. Both defenses have played well with the exception of one series apiece. Glenn back to throw, flushed out, sets up, goes across the middle, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage by Josh Prue. It was intended for Mike Malcolm, and it'll be 3rd down and 9.
Malcolm broken up by Josh Prue.
Glenn now 0 of 2 through the air. 2:39 in the half. If St. Clement holds here, they're going to get the football back in good field position, and they'll have all 3 timeouts left and still over 2 minutes left in the half as well. See if Glenn goes to the air here on 3rd and 9. Nope, he'll hand it off inside, and going nowhere is Samuel. Montreal led the charge. McCants was also there, and it'll be 4th down and 9.
Montreal and company, 4th down.
And St. Clement should get excellent field position out of this exchange. With 2:15 and rolling in the half, they're going to get the football back with around 2 minutes left and all 3 timeouts, probably on the Shrine side of the field in a 7-7 tie. Malcolm to punt it away. It's a low spiral. Short, takes a Shrine bounce. Wall picks it up at midfield. Wall has Moore in front of him, and nice pursuit by Mark Schoenhoff to make the stop. But St. Clement will have good field position. Wall a 9-yard return to the 42. 1:48 left in the half. St. Clement football 1st and 10. It's tied at 7.
First down for the Crusaders.
St. Clement with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Pelyek wide left, Wall to the right. Madursky in the backfield with Moore. Wall now motions to the left. Szymanski, the tight end, right side. Moore off left tackle, split the first couple men and was able to get about 3 yards. He avoided Knutson, who would have dropped him for a loss, but Vince picks up 3, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. 12 carries, 31 yards now for Moore. Clock continues to roll with 1:20 left in the half. A 7-7 tie. Remember, at halftime, we'll show you on tape the pregame ceremonies where the homecoming court was announced. Here's Moore again, right tackle, and has a 1st down to the 30. Knutson and Donaldson on the stop, but it's an 8-yard gain for Moore and a St. Clement 1st down, and now they will take their first time out. with 1:07 to play. It's been a quick-moving first half. Only one penalty in the ball game. Both teams have kept it mostly on the ground. St. Clement, of course, two big pass plays leading to their touchdown, a 37-yarder from Schenken to Marco, and then the 32-yard touchdown strike from Schenken to Pelyak. Moore now with 13 carries for 39 yards in the ball game. And of course, remember again that B.J. Wall has one of the best legs in the Catholic League if the Crusaders need to come down for the field goal attempt. Well, a measure of the respect that St. Clement gets around not just the area but the state with their string of playoff runs of 8 in a row is that we have coaches here from Portland St. Patrick scouting the game today, scouting the Crusaders. Those two teams would not meet until the state semifinals should they both get that far. And Portland St. Pat going to have a tough region themselves in Region 3 themselves. BC, Battle Creek, St. Philip, Fowler currently ranked #1 in the state. That Class D Region 3, a very competitive region. Schenken back to throw, setting up the screen to Marco, but reading it well is Justin Henry, and Marco's dropped for a 5-yard loss. Justin Henry with a great job to slow him up. Yatuma gave him help, but Marco lost 5 on that little swing pass, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. Marco did get out of bounds, so the clock stops with 1 minute now left in the first half. Single back is Moore behind Schenken. Madursky is in the slot to the left. Straight drop again. Goes deep down the middle for Marco. Got it. Touchdown, St. Clement. 35-yard touchdown toss from Schenken to Marco, and St. Clement takes the lead, 13-7. Certainly delights this homecoming crowd as Marco hauls it in. Wall for the point after. And it is good. So with 52 seconds left in the half, St. Clement has come back to take the lead. It is now Crusaders 14 and the Knights 7. Well, yesterday we saw a good passing performance by Cousino's quarterback Chris Woods. He threw 4 touchdown passes in the first half against East Detroit, and leading the Patriots to that victory over the Shams. Ed Schenken now, 2 touchdown passes here in this first half. He's just 4 out of 9 through the air, but 2 touchdowns. 99 yards passing. Marco has caught 3 of those passes for 67 yards. Knights have 2 timeouts remaining when they get the ball back. There's 52 seconds left. And Shrine now on the short end of a 14-7 score as the Crusaders have scored 2 second quarter touchdowns to take the lead. Wall booms this one. Henry will let it go through the end zone, and Shrine will start at the 20.
The end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10.
Ball 1st and 10 from their own 20.
See what the Knights decide to do here, and Coach John Goddard. Remember, St. Clement still has 2 timeouts left if they choose to use them. Knights have not completed a pass yet today. They've only attempted 2 by Tim Glenn, the quarterback. And outside of the 67-yard touchdown run by Samuel, the Crusaders defense has contained the Knights pretty well in this first half. Samuel gets the call, and able just to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. It'll be second down. Tepper was in there as well as Schuster.
Second down.
Well, since the 67-yard touchdown by Samuel, he's carried the ball 6 times. He's had 0, 5, 1, 1, 0, and 0 yards as the Crusader run defense stiffening. We're inside now 20 seconds to play in the half. This could very well be the final play of the half. Inside handoff. Samuel again out to about the 23. It'll bring up third down, but that'll also do it for the first half. So at halftime, 2 touchdown passes from Ed Shankin, 1 to Matt Palyak, 1 to Chris Marco, and St. Clement has the 14-7 lead at the half. Stay with us. We're going to show you the introduction of the homecoming court, and then we're going to be back with the second half after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Centerline Memorial Field for this afternoon's 1998 St. Clement Centerline homecoming game. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the principal of St. Clement High School, Mrs. Debbie Michon.
Good afternoon. Welcome, students, faculty, administration, parents, alumni, and friends to the Homecoming 98. At this time, we would like to introduce the 1998 Homecoming Court. Starting and representing our Romeo and Juliet, Chris Johnson and Emily Schwartz. Representing the freshman class, Christine Sheridan and Andy Norrinder. Representing the sophomore class, Megan Lingenfelter and Jason Schindling. Representing the junior class, Andrea Kowalski and Nicholas Caprino. Representing the senior class, in second place is Jeannie Castiglione and Vince Moore. In first place, Mary Stostick and Mike Lamassey. And our 1998 homecoming king and queen is Fred McCann and Katie Sherman. Congratulations to the 1998 homecoming court.
Right on Comcast. It's 14-7 St. Clement at the half. Shrine drew first blood. A 67-yard touchdown run by Brad Samuel gave them the lead. But St. Clement responded with a pair of second quarter touchdown passes from Ed Shankin, a 32-yarder to Matt Palyak, a 35-yarder to Chris Marco. And the one to Marco came in the closing minute of the first half, giving the Crusaders the 14-7 lead. Justin Henry on the kick return, brought down by Bernacki, and Shrine will have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Samuel gained 90 yards on 10 carries in that first half for Shrine, but again, 67 of them came on one run, so the other 9 carries he got 23 yards. Mike Sprinkle carried the ball 4 times for 12. Tim Glynn was 0 of 2 through the air passing. So Shrine, outside of the big play by Samuel, not a lot of offense in that first half. Samuel just gains 9 there, though, before being ridden down by Shankin. And it'll be 2nd long yard. St. Clement, Vince Moore had 13 carries for 39 yards to lead the Crusaders. Crusaders gained just 44 yards total on the ground. Shankin was 4 of 9 for 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. He started 0 for 4, so he hit 4 of his last 5 passes. Sprinkle has the first down, it would appear, up to the 35-yard line. And indeed it is a Shrine first down.
Bears Club reports it is that now the winner will get $275 on the
1st and 10, Shrine at their own 35-yard line. Opening minute of the 3rd quarter, the Knights try to get even. They trail 14-7. Both these teams 0-2 in the Catholic League C section. St. Clement 3-2 overall. Shrine 2-3 overall. Again, St. Clement number 2, though, still in playoff points in Class D Region 4. And the rest of their ball games this year, including this one, as Robert Johnson makes the stop of Sprinkle. The rest of St. Clement's ball games are against Class C schools, so they're, with a couple of victories, will be piling up some playoff points against those C schools if they can get a couple in. The Crusaders could finish 5-4 conceivably and still finish 1st in playoff points. 6-3 would almost assuredly give them the lead. A win today might bump them ahead of Agatha into the number 1 spot, despite the fact that Agatha won yesterday. Agatha beat a winless Class D school in Mount Carmel. High snap over Glynn's head, and breaking in to make sure he didn't go anywhere was Johnson. That's going to be a loss of 10 on the play, loss of 11, and it's going to be 3rd down and 20. Right now, the other 2 teams in the top 4 in Region 4. Peck is in the 3rd spot, North Branch Wesleyan in the 4th spot. St. Clement handled Peck easily earlier this season, the 2nd game of the year, although Peck did beat them up physically a bit. Lynn drops on 3rd and long and throws it behind the intended receiver, Donaldson, and it's 4th down. Glenn now 0 of 3 through the air, and so St. Clement's defense holds on the first possession for the Knights in the 3rd quarter, and St. Clement should get decent field position again after this punt, which is going into the crosswind. Wind is into and toward us up at the press box, so a bit of a crosswind in the face of the punter, Mike Malcolm. It's a good spiral, though. Wall at his own 42. And is ridden down from behind by Cashat, Randall Cashat, number 65. But St. Clement will be in business in Shrine territory at the 45-yard line, and that's where SC will start. 1st and 10. Crusaders end their home portion of their season next week here at Memorial Field on Sunday, again a week from today, October the 18th, in a 1:30 game against Detroit Loyola. Shankin off the play, fake, goes deep for Peliak, got it, touchdown! 3rd touchdown pass for second one to Palyak as Palyak just turned Mike Anderson around. And it's a 45-yard touchdown toss. And the Crusaders have been going up top for their scores. 32 yards to Palyak, 35 to Marco, and now 45 back to Palyak and St. Clement.
Jenkins steps up to meet Samuel.
Samuel on that last carry got out to the 20. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Coming wide to the near side is Donaldson. 3rd and 5 for the Knights. Crusaders showing blitz. It's picked up across the middle, caught by Mark Shonoff for a 1st down across the 30. Marco on the stop, but it's an 11-yard pickup as Glynn completes his first pass of the ball game, and the Knights have a 1st down. 45-yard touchdown pass from Shankin to Palyak in the early part of the 3rd has given St. Clement a 21-7 lead. Jonathan Schuster able to trip up Samuel after a short gain. Give him a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Samuel is over 100 yards, 13 carries for 104 yards. 67 of them, of course, coming on that touchdown run in the 1st quarter. Submarine there is getting into the backfield with Schuster again, and it'll be 3rd down. No gain on the play, 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Glynn out of the shotgun. Comes to the near side out of the backfield for Sprinkle. It's incomplete, and it will be 4th down now for the Knights, and they will have to kick it away. 4th down, 8 from the 33, and St. Clement going to get the football back after holding the Knights. Wall and Moore deep to receive. The punt from Malcolm. Malcolm got it away. Montreal was in there, and a good high floater fielded by Moore, who is tripped up by Samuel, and St. Clement will start 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Jeff Montreal almost got to that punt, but St. Clement will start on the 37. 5:24 left 3rd quarter. Crusaders with a 21-7 lead. Shankin will give to Moore on the counter left, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd down. Dion Love again there to meet him, a loss of a couple for Moore. And it will be second down and 12. Second and 12 from the 35. Shankin straight handoff Madursky, and he is wrapped up. O'Mara was there to get him high. No gain on the play. First man there was Samuel to get him around the ankles, and O'Mara finished him off. It's going to be 3rd and 13. Pelyak wide to the left. He's caught a pair of touchdown passes today. Wall is in the slot left. 3rd down, 13 for St. Clement. Shankin pitch to Moore, left side, cuts it up, has first down yardage across midfield. 16 yards on 3rd and 13, and it's a St. Clement first down. Longest run of the day for the Crusaders from scrimmage. 15 carries for 53 yards now for Moore. Crusaders have done their damage through the air. 3:40 left in the 3rd. Shankin straight back stay in, goes to Marco over the middle. Marco in and out of his hands, incomplete, and it'll bring up second down. Sprinkle was on coverage, but Shankin laid it in there, and I don't know if Sprinkle might have tipped it or not. Marco had it in his hands for a moment, and it's 2nd and 10. Shankin already with 3 touchdown passes today. He'll give to Moore off the right side. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, going nowhere, and it'll be 3rd down. Sprinkle and O'Mara, as well as Donaldson, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. Crusaders with a lone touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, a 45-yard Shankin to Pelyak bomb. Eddie's 3rd touchdown pass of the day. It's 21-7 St. Clement, 3rd and 10 from the Knights 48. Shankin off the play fake. Goes to Marco left side. Marco has it and is near another first down, but he's going to be shy as they'll mark it at the 40-yard line. He'll be a long yard shy of the first down. And so it'll be 4th down and a yard for St. Clement at the 40. 2:39 left in the 3rd. We'll see what Coach Mike Boyd decides to do here on 4th and 1 from the Knights 40. His defense has been playing very well, and it looks like the Crusaders will go for the first down. Confident in his D that if they don't make it, the defense can rise up again. Quick count, pitch to Moore, first down and more. Vince Moore inside the 30 to about the 28. So a 12-yard pickup on 4th and 1, and it is a 1st and 10 Crusaders at the 28 of Shrine. 17 carries now in the ball game for Moore for 65 yards. Crusaders, 2 minutes 20 seconds and the clock rolling in the 3rd quarter, looking for the score that might put this one away. They lead at 21-7. Play action. Shankin in trouble, now throws. Flag down. It's complete to Madursky at the 23. We'll check on the flag, though, and see if maybe Madursky pushed off to get free. The Shrine defender fell down. And I think they are going to call Madursky for offensive pass interference. No, it's an ineligible receiver downfield. Just the second penalty of the ball game, both against St. Clement. So it wipes out the gain, and it'll be 1st and 15 back on the 34. First down, 15 now, back on the Knights' 34-yard line. It's Moore, the right side, and Moore is run down by Samuel from behind after a loss, actually, of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down and 16. Under 2 minutes, down in fact to 1:35 in the 3rd. St. Clement, a 2-touchdown lead, looking to put this one away if they can get one in the end zone on this drive. Shankin rolls left, keeps on the option, and gets back near the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Gain of 6 for Eddie. A minute left in the 3rd. 3rd and 10 Crusaders from the 28 of Shrine. Again, B.J. Wall has plenty of leg for St. Clement. This would not necessarily be out of his range if they're stopped here. Movement up front, and flags fly. Offside, Shrine. First penalty against the Knights, and it'll make it 3rd and 5 now rather than 3rd and 10, and that gives St. Clement a break. With now a half minute to go in the quarter. Moore stopped shy of the 1st down, only got a couple, needed 5, and it'll be 4th down. Knudsen on the stop. And that will more than likely do it for the 3rd, 5 seconds, 4. And that will do it for the 3rd quarter. After 3, St. Clement on top 21-7. We're going to be back with the 4th after this. Memorial Field as we get set for the 4th quarter of this one. St. Clement a 21-7 lead. I'm Jerry Kaminsky, Phil Doherty on camera. B.J. Wall is setting up for what would be a 37-yard field goal into a slight crosswind. Wall lined up just about with the left upright. And this one is good. It just does sneak over. B.J. Wall from 37 yards into the wind, and the Crusaders extend their lead on the first play of the 4th quarter. It is now St. Clement 24 and Shrine 7. So the Crusaders a quarter away from snapping their 2-game win streak, and 2-game losing streak, I should say, picking up another win, which would put them to 4-2 on the year and be their first league win of the year after 2 defeats if they can hold on in this 4th quarter. Vince Moore has now carried the ball 20 times in the ball game for St. Clement for 66 yards unofficially. Ed Shankin is 6 out of 12 through the air, 153 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's been a very well-played game. There have been no turnovers, just 3 penalties in the game. 2 against St. Clement, 1 against Shrine, and all 3 have just been of the 5-yard variety. So it's been a crisply played ball game here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Justin Henry out, stopped shy of the 20 again. The Crusader kick coverage team has been outstanding today, as they have constantly stuck the Knights inside their own 20-yard line to start out. Shrine has been led by Brad Samuel, who has 13 carries for 104 yards, and the lone Shrine touchdown, a 67-yard first quarter burst that gave the Knights the lead. They haven't done much through the air. Quarterback Tim Glynn, 1 out of 5 for 11 yards. Hand left side to Malcolm, and he's up to about the 20 to gain a yard, and it's 2nd down and 9.
Montreal and Lincoln Crawford, 9, tackle, 2nd down.
Next week on the Game of the Week, right back here at Centerline Memorial Field. Hopefully it's a day just like this, as Centerline has their homecoming football game against Marine City in a battle for first place in the MAC Gold Division. Centerline will be coming off a big victory over Warren Lincoln in the Brown Jug game yesterday, as Glynn goes back, and this one's intercepted by Moore. Well, there's the first turnover of the ball game, and it goes to St. Clement as Moore gets the INT. And St. Clement will have the ball at the 37 of Shrine. Centerline, as we were saying, it'll be a showdown for first with Marine City. Marine City is undefeated in the MAC Gold Division. Centerline has lost just once in the Gold, a huge upset against Imlay City 2 weeks ago. That's Imlay City's only win so far this year, and just this past weekend, Imlay City was blasted by Marine City. So the Panthers are a game behind Marine City in the MAC Gold race, and a chance to catch them next week on their homecoming in a big game for Centerline's playoff berth chances, as well as the Crusaders now take time out. Centerline currently ranks 9th in Class Double-B Region 4 in the playoffs, but the win over Lincoln going to help them quite a bit. The Aves were number 4 in the region, and with 4 victories and a win over a fellow Double-B school, Centerline will pick up some good points from that one. Panthers still more than likely have to win out, go 7-2, but 7-2 would probably get them in the playoffs. A win over Marine City next week would certainly help them for bonus points. And the Panthers trying to get back to the playoffs after a few years lull. They had a run of 3 straight appearances up till a few years ago, and have been missing the playoffs in recent years. St. Clement, of course, with an 8-year playoff run. They're going to make it 9 this year, it would appear. 11:01 left in this one. St. Clement will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Shrine 37. They lead 24-7. Madursky and Moore in the eye behind Shankin. Lingenfelter is in the wide slot right. Pelyak wide right. Shankin got away from the rush, now keeps it and takes off, and it'll have a first down before Malcolm ran him down at the 24-yard line. That is a gain of 13 and a St. Clement first down. Shankin has carried the ball 3 times now for 19 yards.
Ball at the 24-yard line of Shrine.
St. Clement still not to 100 yards rushing as a team. They have 90 unofficially on the ground. Shanken has thrown for 153, however, and those 3 touchdowns. But you can see what the loss of Lamazny means to the St. Clement ground game. Here's Moore. Moore has had a workman-like ball game today. He's got about 5 there. 21 carries, 71 yards now for Vince Moore. He had a good game last week in the loss against Bishop Gallagher. As we mentioned way early on in this ball game, the Crusaders, their goal with a prep bowl berth out of the picture with those 2 league losses and a state playoff berth all but assured. The Crusaders' main goal is just get everyone healthy by that first week in November when the playoffs start. Madursky, the carry, he's going to be close to a first down, but about a yard shy at the 15-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and a yard. Mike Boyd in his 2nd season as Crusader coach, going 8-2 last year, or 9-2, check that, last year in his 1st season. Both losses to his father's team, Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes, who also beat St. Clement this year. Lost to them once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. They won't meet in the playoffs this year, as Lakes is a double D school this year. St. Clement still in Class D. Here's Madursky, and I don't think he made it. He did not. And so it's going to be 4th down and a yard. And from the 15, we'll see what Boyd decides to do, if he goes for it or if he brings B.J. Wall on again. And it is going to be the field goal team, it appears. B.J. Wall.
Wall will attempt field goal.
This one will be about a 32-yarder. And Wall will spot it at the 32. Wall hit from 37 on the first play of the 4th. This one from 32 out, and he hammers it through. O'Mara got in there, but Wall able to boot it through from 32, his 2nd field goal of the day. And it is now St. Clement 27, Royal Oak Shrine 7. And the Crusaders bumped their lead up to 20 points with 8:37 left in the football game. Some good ball control by the Crusaders in this ball game as well. Time of possession, their defense has been tough outside of that 67-yard burst. Crusaders have run 42 plays from scrimmage. 29 plays run by Shrine, so the Crusaders have run 13 more plays than the Knights. And they convert that turnover into 3 points after the Moore interception. They're able to get the B.J. Wall field goal, his 2nd of the ball game. Shrine did lead 7-0 in this ball game. They scored first, and since then, St. Clement, 27 unanswered points. Henry fields at the 11. Follows his blockers out across the 25 to about the 27. And that is where the Knights will start, 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line with 8.5 minutes now to play in the football game. Glad you've joined us on Comcast for this homecoming game. Of course, we had the Shamrocks homecoming also this week. And Centerline's homecoming, as we've talked about next week. That'll wrap up our football coverage for this fall. We'll still have some girls basketball for you. And of course, we'll follow the football teams, St. Clement, and if Centerline makes the playoffs, into the state playoffs on Sports Scene with highlights and interviews. Flags down. New quarterback for Shrine is Donaldson, and he got buried on the sack by Lingenfelter. There is a flag down. I think it's going against Shrine, and so it will probably be declined. It will be against the Knights. Illegal motion. That'll be declined, as Donaldson was sacked back at the 18, a loss of 9. And it will be second down and 19. Donaldson back to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Shanoff, and it'll bring up third and long. Knights just no success through the air. Glynn was 1 out of 6 for 11 yards and an interception while he was in. Now Donaldson incomplete on his first attempt of the ball game. And it's third and long. Third down and 19 for the Knights, trailing the Crusaders 27-7. Donaldson drops the snap and has to just fall on the ball. And not a very good series there for the Knights. It'll bring up fourth down and 22. And Shrine will have to kick it away with now less than 8 minutes to play in the football game. Wall and Moore deep for St. Clement to receive the punt from Malcolm. And the Crusaders, they'll just need a nice, long, grinded-out drive. Malcolm gets it away. It's going to be fielded by Moore at his 49. Moore gets a block and gets out across the 40, and that's where St. Clement will start. It'll actually be marked right at the Shrine 40, first and 10 Crusaders. 7 minutes and 18 seconds left in this one. St. Clement with a 27-7 lead. Madursky and Moore behind Shankin in the eye. Vince Moore, 21 carries today, 71 yards. Flag down, and might have someone lined up offside as it came from the side judge, so it's not delay of game. And it is offsides on St. Clement. Make it first and 15 back on the 45. Shankin looking toward the sideline for the play. Now gets it from Coach Mike Boyd. He'll hand to Moore, and Moore moves the pile forward for about 3, bring up second down and 12. Moore certainly picking up the workload in the absence of Mike Lemazny in this ball game. That's his 22nd carry of the ball game. 74 yards unofficially. And it's second down and 12 with under 7 minutes now left in this one. Moore the lone back. Shankin will roll right, come back toward the middle on the option keeper and be brought down. Love on the tackle. Picked up about 3. It'll be third down 9 for St. Clement. They keep the clock rolling at the Shrine 39-yard line. Crusaders love to knock off a few first downs here and take the remaining 6 minutes of this one off the clock. 3rd and 9, though, facing them now from the Shrine 39. Madursky will get to about the 36, a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down and 6.
36-yard line.
And we'll see what Boyd does here. If he just decides to keep it on the ground and go for it, take some more time off. Nope, he's going to bring B.J. Wall in to kick it away from the 36. 5.5 minutes left in the ball game. Fourth and 6. High snap. Wall goes up and gets it. Angles to the right sideline, and it is out of bounds.
Wall's kick goes out of
Going to
bounds.
be marked up right at the 20, and that's where the Knights will start. 1st and 10. 5:13 left in this one. We'll be back with those final 5 minutes after this. Starting 1st and 10 at their 20. Donaldson still in at quarterback. He took over on the last series. Hands to Malcolm. Nifty move to cut it out across the 25 for about 6 yards. Johnson and Tepper on the stop. Gain of 7 for Malcolm, and it's 2nd down and 3.
2nd down.
Shrine opened the scoring in the first quarter on a 67-yard touchdown run by Brad Samuel. And then it was all St. Clement. 3 Ed Shankin touchdown passes, 32 yards to Matt Pelyak, 35 yards to Chris Marco, and another one to Pelyak, this one for 45 yards. Made it 21-7. Then a pair of B.J. Wall field goals here in the fourth quarter of 37 and 32 yards. As Samuel able to bust that one up near midfield for a Shrine first down. 22 yards on the run for Samuel. And Samuel now has carried the ball 14 times for 126 yards for the Knights. Four minutes, 10 seconds left in this one. Crusaders gonna go to 4-2 overall and 1-2 in the C section. Shrine will remain winless in the league at 0-3 and drop to 2-4 overall. Malcolm in motion, flag down, and the Knights going to be backed up 5 on this one. Procedure penalty, just the second penalty against Shrine. Only 5 penalties in the game, all of the 5-yard variety. We've said it's been a very well-played game, just 1 turnover in the ball game. Vince Moore picking off a pass for St. Clement, and the Crusaders converted it into a B.J. Wall field goal in the fourth. But this one just overall been a pretty well-played football game. St. Clement just the better ball club. Give us to Justin Henry, and he'll get it outside on the left side into St. Clement territory. A gain of 8. And it will be 2nd down and 7. Ball at the Crusader 48-yard line. 3 minutes left in this one. Crusader fans going to go home happy with the result today, snapping a 2-game losing streak. 2 games left in the league schedule. Next week at home against Detroit Loyola on Sunday. And then at Ann Arbor, Gabriel Richard in a couple of weeks. And then the 9th game, of course, is the Catholic League crossover week. And with an opponent yet to be determined. Henry spins forward for a first down to the 37-yard line, a gain of 11. Josh Prue brought him down. And most importantly, kept him in bounds. So the chains are set and the clock is rolling again with 2.5 minutes left. Anderson wide to the bottom on first down. First man through. That's Samuel again. And a saving tackle by Josh Prue at the 19-yard line. A gain of 18 for Samuel. So the Knights have a nifty little drive going here late in the ball game, under 2 minutes left. Samuel now 144 yards on the ground on 15 carries. He's having himself a good ball game for Shrine. Flags down.
Kim, I'll meet you down at the fence.
This one on St. Clement as they violate the neutral zone. So it'll be 1st and 5 down on the 14-yard line with 1:34 to play. Clock continues to roll now inside of 1.5 minutes. Crusaders a 27-7 lead. Pitch to Justin Henry, hemmed in, cut it back, and is down to about the 10.
Henry comes around the right
where
side.
he'll be just shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd down. Under a minute now to play in the football game.
Just shy of the first down.
2nd and a yard just outside the 10. 45 seconds left. Down now to 30 seconds. Shrine apparently not going to use any timeouts here. Up the middle, Samuel, first down to about the 5, and they'll stop the clock momentarily with 19 seconds left. They spot it and the clock rolling again with the ball 1st and goal on the 5. This might be the last play of the football game. Down now to 10 seconds to play. Samuel is in for the touchdown. He just pushed everybody in, his 2nd TD of the game, and it is 27-13 now with the point after to come with 1 second left on the clock.
Score now, St. Clement 27, Shrine 13.
So a nice little drive by Shrine there at the end of this ball game. Gets it into the end zone. Samuel for the conversion. And it is good. So 1 second left. We're going to have the kickoff, and then that'll do it. St. Clement with a 27-14 lead now. And with 1 second left, we have to kick things off and make it all official before writing the final chapter of this one. Crusaders, as we said, going to go to 4-2 overall, 1-2 in the C section, breaking their 2-game losing streak. Knights will fall to 0-3 in the C section and 2-4 overall. 3 Eddie Shankin touchdowns. The difference in this one today, 2 of them to Matt Paliak, 1 to Chris Marco. B.J. Wall, a pair of 4th quarter field goals to help give the Crusaders breathing room. And a nice win for St. Clement without the services of Mike Lemazny and Joe Prue. Malcolm's kick. Marco fields, and will just down it to end the ball game. So St. Clement wins it 27-14 on their homecoming and snaps the 2-game losing streak, and their drive toward the state playoffs continues on with the win today. That'll do it from Memorial Field. For Phil Doherty, I'm Jerry Kaminsky. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week, right back here, Centerline and Marine City for the Panthers homecoming. Until then, so long, everyone. Great individual effort. He ran through just about everyone on the team, including the last two right there. 57-yard punt return, 13-0 St. Clement after one. But the Rockets strike quickly in the second quarter. Nick Schaefer to Tavis Kelly. He outruns everyone. 74-yard touchdown, makes it 13-8. Then the next St. Clement possession, J.J. Henson bats the shank and pass. John Paquette takes it 20 yards to pay dirt. 14-13 New Haven. But final 30 seconds of the half, pitch to Lemaisny from midfield. And once again, he outraces everybody. 50 yards this time from scrimmage. 19-14 Crusaders up at halftime. Stayed that way through much of the third quarter. Then a second and goal from the 26 after penalties. Schaefer finds Henson in the flat, and he rumbles the rest of the way himself. 20-19 New Haven back on top. But the Crusaders fight back in the fourth. Jeff Montreal's 3-yard plunge makes it 25-20 St. Clement. Then Lemaisny again, his third TD of the game. 25 yards, this time just bowling people over. 32-20 St. Clement with 5:23 left. It looked pretty good, but the Rockets don't go away easily. Schaefer to Kelly on the pretty fade route. 15-yard TD, 32-28 after the two-point conversion. Rockets then recover an onside kick, but on the first play after that, Schaefer rushed out of the pocket, throws it up for grabs, and it's Lemaisny with the pick to seal the win. St. Clement successful in Mike Boyd's debut, 32-28 over New Haven. To the state playoffs in his first year as head coach. 7th straight playoff appearance, though, for the Crusader program. They're no strangers to these playoff games. They know you get it done with D come this time of year. Jeff Montreal strips Mirier Izobo of the ball. Chris Marco recovers on the Aquinas 38. St. Clement had to settle for a long field goal attempt. 45 yards by B.J. Wall. It's blocked by Craig Alcala, and the game remained scoreless in the first. Crusaders hitting in this game. Montreal sticks Izobo there. Then watch the Crusaders gang up on Rance Thomas as Aquinas found the going tough. Mike Lemaisny then got it going on the offensive side of the field. He is tough to bring down. In fact, they never will bring him down on this play. Best they can do is ride him out. Then he'll break one. Finds the hole, spins away, breaks a tackle there. 42 yards for Lemaisny to the Aquinas 15-yard line. Raiders stiffen, but Wall able to boot this one through, converts from 33. 3-0 St. Clement after a quarter. Early second quarter, 4th and inches from the Aquinas 48. Lemaisny stopped for one of the few times tonight, and the Raiders make it count. Justin Gorman, perfect pass to Dan Horvath. The PAT no good, but Aquinas now on top 6-3. Crusaders immediately go to work from their own 20. Lemaisny will go 29 yards. One man cannot bring down Mike Lemaisny, and let me tell you, the best they can do is shove him out there. Then the draw play, and Lemaisny with a couple good blocks, also bouncing off some tackles, a cut, 22 yards there. Then he'll cap the drive with a 22-yard touchdown run. He just bounces off like a pinball. Lemaisny most of the work on the 80-yard drive, and St. Clement takes the lead 10-6. Late in the half, it's that man again. He's just all over the place. A good punt by Aquinas. Lemaisny gathers it at the 31, and let's just watch this one. Little stutter step, can't quite break it, but gets it all the way to the 23. That sets up Wall's 34-yard field goal on the last play of the first half. Crusaders lead by a touch, 13-6 at the half. Third quarter, Raiders start moving the football as Zobo goes up the middle. Then 4th and goal, a fake punt, and Horvath will get the first down barely. That keeps the drive alive. Gorman then will hit Marshall Gore over the middle. Same drive, early fourth quarter. This was a very long, time-consuming drive by Aquinas. Gorman to Torrance Springer. He battles Tim Madursky for it. Simultaneous possession, though, goes to the offense. It's a touchdown, and Aquinas, trying to take the lead, went for two. They made it, but an illegal procedure penalty made them try again from the 7. They still go for two. The pick by Joe Prue, 13-12, St. Clement on top. Now Aquinas held and had decent field position at their own 38. The pass to Springer, did he have possession? The refs ruled he did. A break for St. Clement. Marco recovers the fumble, and then it's Lemazny time again. 36 carries on the ball game for the untireable Mike Lemazny. Then a 20-yard touchdown caps his night. 36 carries, 265 yards, a pair of TDs. As St. Clement goes on top 20-12, Aquinas gets two more chances. 4th and 10, Gorman will hit Horvath. This time they come up inches short, as we'll see on the measurement. St. Clement holds at their own 30-yard line. Final half minute, Aquinas got it back. Gorman going to just heave this one up near midfield, and why not? It's Lemazny who picks it. St. Clement advances to take on Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes, holding off Aquinas 20-12. Conditions, horrible field conditions, bad day for centerline St. Clement. Jeff Alvis, first play from scrimmage, 61 yards on the touchdown, 6-0 Lakers. This game, the conditions reminiscent, except for the snow, of their playoff game of a couple years ago that Lakes won in a rainy quagmire, muddy field. This one, snowy and muddy, and the result much the same as it was a couple years ago when Lakes won. Crusaders went 3 and out, then Jeff Alvis again, 73-yard touchdown on the punt return, 13-0 Lakers, and on the ensuing kickoff, things get worse. The ball slides off the Lakers kicker's foot. Not an onside kick, just a poor kick, but Lakes recovers at the Crusader 38. Then Greg Alvis, Jeff's brother, will take it off the right side, get down to the 4-yard line. A couple of plays later, it will be Greg Alvis as they go into the snowbanks there, taking it in for the score. 5 minutes gone in the ball game. It's 20-0. Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes. The Crusaders are stunned. They get a break on Lakes' next possession. Brian Beggs recovers a fumble at the Laker 22, but same drive now, second quarter, 4th and 12. Eddie Shankin will throw incomplete, intended to Chris Marco. St. Clement got nothing going offensively on the ball game. Mike Lemazny gets buried here. He got 89 yards on 33 carries, well below his season's average. Just no room to run for the Crusaders on the ball game as the Lakers tough on their home field, 20-0 Lakes at the half. Early third quarter, the punt game again burns St. Clement. Jeff Alvis again gathers it in. He won't take it all the way, but he'll go 71 yards to the Crusaders' 6-yard line before Vince Moore runs him down. And on the next play, it's Greg Alvis off right tackle for the touchdown, just about untouched, 26-0 Lakes. Lakes' next possession, they add to it. Greg Alvis takes the pitch. He'll get inside the 10. Great brother combination. Jeff Alvis, number 14. Greg Alvis, number 17. 3 plays later, it's Greg Alvis from the 1. 33-0 Lakers. This one over. St. Clement does avert the shutout with under a minute to play as Vince Moore goes 38 yards for the touchdown. But it is Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes beating St. Clement for the second time this year. This time it's in the States, 33-7. Defense times against the Crusader defense here in the first possession of the game. Caleb Harris on the first play, in fact, goes up the middle for 11 yards and a Bears first down. Harris again moments later going to advance the ball down to the Crusader 40-yard line as he's getting some yardage, but a couple plays later he won't get the handle on the handoff. It pops loose. George Perry recovers at the St. Clement 39, and that about did it. Crusaders go to work. Mike Lemazny, who has had an outstanding early season, goes 36 yards on this play. This a play after. In fact, Vince Moore went 61 for a touchdown. It was called back because of a hold, though. Moore got his TD, though, for good on the next play after Lemazny's scamper. Moore, 25 yards, bouncing into the end zone, 7-0 St. Clement. After a Bears punt, Moore will carry this one from inside St. Clement's 20. He'll go 36 yards before he is forced out of bounds at the Ashley 48-yard line. 2 plays later, it is Lemazny who will get it into the end zone. From 48 yards out, he is not even touched. Watch him go past 20, cause 20 to trip over his own feet. Touchdown, Crusaders, 14-0. St. Clement defense is starting to help. Jeff Montreal will get the sack of Tim Bates coming up here to thwart an Ashley drive as Montreal blows in for the sack. Shortly thereafter, the Crusaders strike big again. It's Eddie Shankin going up top to Chris Marco. Marco, of course, a member of the Crusader basketball team as well. Jump ball, he gets it, walks into the end zone, 21-0 St. Clement. Looks like the route is on. The Bears do catch a break, though, on their next possession. They're forced to punt, and Tim Madursky is going to field this bouncing ball, but he's going to get stripped of it on the return right here, and Josh Adams is going to recover for the Bears. You saw a flag. It was against St. Clement, so Ashley gets the football. Couple plays later, Bates hits Josh Saylor, and he'll take it the rest of the way for a 28-yard touchdown. Ashley cuts the lead to 21-6. However, there was just no stopping the Crusader offense. First play following the kickoff. Watch this one, a 63-yard run for Lemazny. This is highlight film material stuff if I've ever seen it. This is a Barry Sanders run, and maybe not even Barry could strip a tackler like that. Great, great run. Let's take another look at it and listen to the call. Eye back of Shankin. Gives to the second man, Lemazny. Spins away, and he's free. Lemazny, look at this. One man to beat, and he shook him off. Oh, my. Touchdown, Mike Lemazny. Are you kidding me? 63 yards, and that is one to stick in the highlight reel. Of course, there was a lot of highlight material on this ball game for St. Clement. Next possession, Chris Marco, perfectly timed, 35-yard interception, returned his second score of the game, 35-6 Crusaders at halftime. And on the first possession of the second half, Shankin hits Matt Peliak for 30 yards. Shankin was 3 out of 5 for 89 yards through the air. A couple plays later, Lemazny, 4 carries, 161 yards. He averaged 40 yards a carry. This one is shortest one, a 15-yard TD burst. 42-6 St. Clement. That started the mercy rule rolling, the running clock. No one scored from there on out. St. Clement proves themselves in a big way. 42-6 to go to 3-0. Ball day, and on the opening kickoff, St. Clement gets set up in good field position. Vince Moore takes the bouncing kick. He will return it 40 yards to the Shrine 41-yard line. St. Clement would not be able to take advantage of this possession. Mike Lemazny injured, Moore the workhorse for St. Clement. And Shrine contained him pretty well, 72 yards for Moore on 21 carries. As we said, they don't score on that opening possession. About midway through the first, Shrine strikes, though, with a bolt, a 67-yard run from Brad Samuel. And with 5 minutes left in the first quarter, Shrine stunning the crowd and St. Clement taking a 7-0 lead. Stayed that way into the second quarter, and with St. Clement's running game stymied for the most part, they go to the air. Ed Shankin back to throw, goes up top. Great concentration by Chris Marco, makes the catch despite being interfered with. A 39-yard reception. 3 plays later, Shankin finds a wide-open Matt Peliak over the middle, and the Crusaders have knotted things up at 7 apiece. St. Clement defense doing their part now as well. They stuff the Knights deep in Shrine's own territory, being able to stop the running attack there. Crusaders get the ball on the Shrine 42-yard line after the punt. 4 plays later, less than a minute and a half, it is Shankin connecting with Marco for 35 yards and a touchdown. St. Clement leading at the half 14-7. And they extended on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter. First St. Clement play of the third quarter after holding the Knights. Shankin goes deep to Peliak again this time, who gets behind the defense. Shanken laid it in beautifully, 45-yard touchdown there. 21-7 St. Clement on 3 Ed Shanken touchdown passes. Next Crusader possession, Moore 16 yards around the left side, his longest run of the day. Then on 4th and 1, Moore takes the toss again and goes 12 yards. Knights stiffen, the drive stalls. Same drive, 4th quarter though now. Moore, or B.J. Wall I should say, hits the 37-yard field goal, 24-7 St. Clement. Crusader defense continues tough. They stop the Knights on the ground, and then on the next play, they stop the Knights through the air. Vince Moore going to come up with the interception here to set St. Clement up again. Ed Shanken will drop back to pass, having success through the air against the Knights defense. This time protection breaks down a bit, so he takes off running, scrambles for 13 yards. This sets up another B.J. Wall field goal, his second of the game, 27-7. The score now favors St. Clement. St. Clement defense keeps on working. Jack Lingenfelter buries the quarterback for the sack. Samuel did score on the last play of the game for Shrine to make the final score closer than it was. 27-14 the final. St. Clement happy to get the victory, snaps a 2-game losing streak and gives them their first win in league play this season. The Lions went on the move from the opening kickoff. Victor Saavedra on the first play scampers 20 yards off the right side. What a ball game he would have. What a ball game for both teams' leading rushers, Saavedra and Lamazney for St. Clement. 6th play of the drive, Saavedra goes 28 yards for the touchdown. Redeemer stuns St. Clement early on the first drive, going up 7-0. St. Clement's first possession, 4th and 1 at the Lions' 31. They give to Mike Lamazney. He is stopped. One of the few times it'll happen tonight, although for much of the first half, St. Clement was stymied. Second possession, Tim Madursky back to punt. Eddie Iglesias blocks it, picks it up, goes 25 yards for the TD. 14-0 Holy Redeemer, shocking St. Clement and their crowd on Friday night. Eddie Shanken off the play action will go to Matt Pelyak. It's a 36-yard gain to the Redeemer 9-yard line on the last play of the first quarter. But the drive stalls. B.J. Wall comes on, boots a 27-yarder to make it 14-3 and get St. Clement on the board. Lions go back to work, though. Saavedra will get it again and go 43 yards here, all the way down to the St. Clement 17-yard line. Face mask penalty you see there called, so ball gets even closer. 2 plays later, Saavedra from 9 yards out is untouched, and it's 20-3, the Lions. Now Pelyak going to take the kickoff and try to get St. Clement back into good field position. He will, but watch the stick he's going to take at midfield right there by Ricardo Shavara. Great stick. Pelyak bounces up, though, and St. Clement in business. Shanken back to throw. He's going to avoid the sack and scramble his way out of this for 21 yards down inside the 30-yard line of Redeemer. But again, the drive bogs down. Wall from 32 yards out nails it, and it's 20-6 with 3.5 minutes to play. Weird play here late in the half. Pass off of Pelyak's shoulder pads, intercepted by Rafael Llanos, but he is stripped of the ball by Pelyak, and Wall recovers for St. Clement. That helps. It leads to a Wall field goal, 34 yards this one, 20-9 Lions at halftime. Second half, St. Clement defense starts to assert themselves. Lamazney will recover this Brian Nichols fumble at the Lion 27-yard line. Nothing came of that. But then on the next possession, Crusader defense continuing to stuff Redeemer, and it was only a matter of time before the offense would get untracked. After a short punt, Lamazney goes to work for St. Clement. Not much of an air game for St. Clement on this night, but Lamazney really turned it on in the second half. He will find the end zone on a 5-yard run. The kick no good, however, and it's 20-15. Redeemer still up by 5. St. Clement defense would hold Redeemer to negative yardage in the third quarter, as the whole third quarter was played in the Redeemer side of the field. St. Clement never really got their passing game going, as we said. Shanken here early in the fourth is picked off by Yangos in the end zone. However, again, the defense comes up big for St. Clement. It's a Llanos fumble
that Steve Bernacki will force here on the reverse. Bernacki will come in to strip him of the ball there, and then Vince Moore recovers for SC. 5 plays later, all runs by Lemazny. He is in from 7 yards out. He'll dive to the corner. St. Clement converts the 2-point conversion, and they lead 23-20 with 8:49 left in the ball game. But on the 3rd play after the kickoff, St. Clement could not keep Saavedra down all night. 282 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. This one a 58-yard scamper. Redeemer goes back up 27-23 with 7:25 to play. After a good kick return by Moore to the Lions 48, the first play, watch this run by Lemazny as he will break it up the middle and then outrace everyone. They missed the point after, and St. Clement's lead is 2, 29-27. Lions looking to strike back, still time. Saavedra once again with the big run. He scampers down to the 38. Then inexplicably, the Lions go to the air, something they had not done or had done rarely all night, and Randy Enoch's pass is intercepted by Pelyak. Lions still have a chance if they can hold St. Clement. 3rd and 5 from the 15. Pitch to Lemazny. Looks like he stopped short there. Then he stumbles, stays on his feet, and then just watch this run. He gets a great downfield block coming up right here by Kerr, and then it's just who will tire first, him or the defender, and Lemazny just falls in for the TD. 315 yards and 4 touchdowns for Lemazny. St. Clement advances 36-27. Peck early. Scott Stafford here is going to be stuffed by the Crusader defense. Vince Moore, the first one to hit him. Mike Lemazny and Matt Pelyak giving him help. Then Chris Marco going to pick off this Josh Presnell pass and take it back deep into Pirate territory to put St. Clement in possession. First play after that, Mike Lemazny, 29-yard touchdown run. The man's been unbelievable. 7-0 St. Clement as Lemazny goes in virtually untouched for the score. On Peck's next possession, Jeff Affle is going to fumble. It will be recovered by Steve Bernacki at the Peck 38-yard line. St. Clement in position again. Lemazny will take it 18 yards on the first play down to the Peck 20-yard line. The drive stalls, though, and B.J. Wall is called upon for the 32-yard field goal. 10-0 St. Clement on top after a quarter. Early in the second, Crusaders go for it on 4th and 3 at the Peck 23-yard line, and they go through the air. Schenken, quick drop, throws it to Pelyak, who has it for the touchdown. 17-0 Crusaders at this point. Nice job by Matt Pelyak to get behind the defense, and Schenken just laid it in there perfectly. Peck tries to get something going now, down 17-0. Chuck Mifsud gets into St. Clement territory, and Presnell is going to hit Stafford all the way down to the Crusader 19. Great catch by Stafford in double coverage. 4th and 5, the Pirates go, and Presnell is going to be forced out of bounds well short of the first down by Bernacki and Jared Kerr. St. Clement takes over. About the only thing that stopped St. Clement on this night was penalties. Watch this run by Vince Moore on the punt return. Gathers it in at the 32, cuts it back the other way, and right there you saw what's going to call it back, the clip call. Moore will then bust it back in the middle. He'll end up going all the way, but it is called back with the clip. St. Clement had a lot of big yardage plays called back because of penalties in this ball game. Lemazny, another amazing run here on the left side. Watch him stop, start, and cut it back for some more yardage. I tell you what, the kid is excellent. Schenken then going to hit Pelyak with the pass. Great play action fake. Pelyak, nice sliding catch. Late in the half, as you see, the Crusaders calling time. Wall comes on for a 44-yard field goal, and it comes up just short. Still 17-0 St. Clement at the half. Early in the third, Lemazny again. 31 yards for the apparent touchdown, but again, this one called back because of a hold. Now Peck backed up after the St. Clement punt. Presnell picked off by Marco again. Second pick for Chris Marco. He'll bring it back to the 22-yard line of Peck. And it looks like the Crusaders take advantage as Schenken will hit Pelyak in the front corner of the end zone. But for the third time tonight, St. Clement has a touchdown called back by penalty. This one on a hold. They settle for a 41-yard field goal by Wall. Plenty of foot on that one, and it's 20-0 Crusaders. Pirates looking just to get on the board now. Presnell to Affle down to the St. Clement 25-yard line before he's brought down by Marco. Same possession now, early fourth quarter. Presnell will lose the football, and Bernacki will come up with the fumble recovery, his second of the ball game. Lamazny will cap another great game with this 83-yard touchdown run. And hey, there were no yellow flags on this one. Lamazny, 20 carries, 239 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns. Crusaders roll over Peck 27-0 and win the Class D Region 4 championship. Great game for St. Clement, second victory of the year over Peck.
Flights. Hey, just like they said, we start in Lake Orion. The Dragons hosting the Brighton Bulldogs at the Class AA Regional Final. Brighton's defense came to play. Dragon senior QB Darren Tooley will drop the ball. He's nailed up by the blitz and safety, but Tooley would fight back. Here, he's hit streaking senior teammate Adam Eldridge with a nice pass. That set up this touchdown. Tooley again. This time he runs it in himself for the touchdown. Lake Orion beats Brighton. 26-14 was the final. Next up, Sky Fox headed to Milan, the Class B regional final between Milan and Jackson Lumen Christi. And the visiting Titans got it started early. Senior QB Andy Ludendecken drops back, hits his tight end Lucas Peltko, and scrambles downfield. Jackson was rolling. The Big Reds would fight back, though. Junior defensive lineman John Hayes would blast into the backfield and stop the reverse attempt, but the Titans were just too much for Milan. Justin Phillip will score the TD as Jackson Lumen Christi advances 20-7. Finally, we head to Centerville. St. Clement hosting Peck in the Class D Regional, and the Dragons tried to get started early. Senior tailback Chuck Misford takes the ball from his QB and sweeps outside, gets the first down, and they were moving. But the Crusaders would hold strong, and their junior QB would put them on the board. Eddie Shankin rolls out, and it's senior wideout Michael Palak, and that's a touchdown. Centerline St. Clement wins it 27-0. We got a quick